That's our chocolate chunk brownie and our lemon lavender cookie and espresso with lemon. It's all vegan and gluten.
Just full brownies.
Yeah, they're all gluten-free and vegan. And very tasty. Those are the things we're going to be making today. It's fettuccine alfredo. Vegan and gluten-free.
Really?
Yes. With actual like real good ingredients. Cashews, miso.
That's the best really miso thing I've had.
Miso. Applesauce, agave, garbanzo beans. But we're going to just cook really good food, and if people want to taste it, then they taste it.
Oh, very good. So where do you work? Do you work?
I own this company.
Oh, this is your company.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
It is. It's wonderful.
So you're in San Diego?
No, actually, we just we bake them down there because it's a really clean facility. It's a really top-notch facility, and then they get shipped up here.
Oh, so you're Sarah.
Yes, I'm Sarah.
Oh,
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is really nice that we have a. Do you also manufacture for parties?
Any kind of requests, if you email me, I can do anything.
You can do.
No problem.
Where do you live?
San Mateo? Yeah, so, exactly.
Oh, well, good luck with your business. How exciting.
Thank you very much. It is. Thanks so much. It is very nice.
She does look very attractive. The chef. Look, she's smiling. Relaxed.
I pretend he's not here. It's much better that way. We're going to make triple recipe just because as soon as people taste this, they're going to love it. Ready? How are you today? Good. What are you making? I'm making a creamy cashew Alfredo sauce. Right out of cashew milk, all vegan and gluten-free. The recipes we're making today are very, very simple and delicious, and people aren't used to these recipes. So they're gonna be like, you're making a cream sauce out of cashews, what? And then you're gonna taste it, and it's gonna blow their mind. And you use this Alfredo sauce in the soup. So you make one recipe and you're making the other. It takes 5 seconds to make the soup because you already have the Alfredo. So that's why I always try to make recipes that complement each other. So you're not in the kitchen for 3 hours making something that's just okay. Bells will be ringing. Miso, or whatever the recipe calls for miso. So, would you guys have miso?
Office presents.
How are you today? They're great. It's a great gift that you can't get anything else. Besides some MSG, which you don't really want to add. And lemon juice to bring out the acid, to bring out the flavor, to help waken it all up.
So I knew it was already in it. It was like $19.95.
And a ton of garlic.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you. I cheated today and got the peeled garlic because I knew how much I was going to use and I just didn't have the time for that. Yeah, the garlic actually makes it spicy until you heat it and then it becomes sweet. It's fantastic.
Thank you. It's Children's Hospital today.
And if you don't have a Vitamix here, get one. Always start slow when it's this high, and then you can like increase the volume as to not explode the Vitamix. Lemon juice, water, cashew, and we have our cream sauce. This is your Alfredo. It's as simple as that. Foamy, delicious. As soon as you heat it, it thickens up very quickly. So you think it's like all watery and milky. Cream sauce as soon as it hits the heat. 9 minutes of cooking because you need to digest the cashews. Like they're not broken down, they're completely raw. So you don't want to eat raw, like that much raw cashew. It's a lot to handle. All right, we can check our pasta. Shells. We were gonna do linguine, or fettuccine, but it's harder to sample out, so we're doing shells. So it's gonna be creamy Alfredo shell dish. But we've got we're gonna wait till he changes the label because then dust in the food, it's just not delicious. All right, so for our thyme soup, we're gonna add a lot of the sprigs of thyme, about 10. For the soup, onions and thyme with olive oil. Everything's gonna just kind of caramelize, get a little sweet, have the thyme infused with the olive oil and the onions. And the smell starts smelling good. Thyme and tomato soup. Yeah, that's great. Peel broccoli. If your kids don't like broccoli, you don't have to. It is a waste because the broccoli sides are great, but this is so tender and delicious they won't know it's broccoli. I mean, it melts in your mouth. So if you peel the skin, there's a better chance of them actually eating it. So this is just the tough fibrous skin. So now you're gonna chop this up and then put just the heads in separately.
Why don't you put $10?
Once the mushrooms are like browned on all the sides. Alright, we're adding the tomatoes to the onions that are browned, and you start having a brown at the bottom. The cool thing about these tomatoes that we're using, I'm going to lower the heat a little bit, it doesn't need to be that high anymore. They're enamel lined cans, because if they're in aluminum cans, tomato is acid and it will eat away the tomatoes, will eat away the aluminum and cause like a metallic taste in your tomatoes, which is not delicious, it's not healthy. So these are white enamel cans. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it for the end product. So for the soup, it's really ready to go. The onion's going to give it more of a bite because we didn't let it cook a lot, but it's still sweet. So it's going to be really flavorful, really intense tomato and onion. You can lid it right now, you can cover it and let it just simmer and steep in its own flavors. Or we're going to add the 1 cup of Alfredo sauce we just made to it and let that all steep together. We're going to add the 2 cubes of vegetable bolognese. And let that just be happy. Hello.
Hi. Boy, does that smell good.
Oh, wonderful. We are making a thyme and tomato cream soup. And it's based in a cashew cream. And then we're having mushrooms and onions and peppers and broccoli. And it's going to be over all in Alfredo sauce with the rice pasta.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So if you're looking around, come back in like 10 minutes and the samples will be out. I'm going to let this be and stop fussing with it because it won't brown if I keep fussing with it. So we're just going to let it be. It's okay if it does stick to the bottom of the pan because it'll like release flavor into the pan. So when you add the Alfredo, that flavor of the vegetables, like that caramelized flavor, will go into the Alfredo. So it's fine. That's why I was like, don't mess with it too much. I'm messing with it because I'm trying to be busy. You don't need to mess with it at home. Go do something else. Have a cup of tea, sit down, relax. Alright, so now we're going to add the broccoli stems that we peeled and cut and the broccoli heads. If you're making a lot of vegetables, you don't want, if you put them all at the same time, your mushrooms are going to be hard, your broccoli's going to be hard, your peppers are going to be soft. Like, it's not delicious. So rule of thumb, how much sun the plant sees, the vegetable sees, is how much less heat it needs. So root vegetables need the most. Mushrooms, onions, then peppers need the least because they see the most sun. Tomatoes, almost nothing because they're always in the sun. They're happy, shiny. And now you can use any vegetables you want. If you want asparagus or eggplant, or this is just, it's green and red and yellow and very festive, very colorful with a white Alfredo. It just looks great. So for holiday time, it's really gorgeous. And the vegan, gluten-free people you have at the house and not will just be like, wow, what a pretty meal. Hello.
What are you making?
We're making a thyme and tomato soup.
Smells amazing.
A mushroom and onion and pepper Alfredo with a creamy cashew sauce. All vegan and gluten-free. You can never have enough garlic in my world. So I'm just gonna add some more. Even though there's garlic in the Alfredo sauce already, little chunks of garlic. Soup. We're trying to get the leaves off the thyme, but we don't want the branches. So if you just, as the thyme like melts into it, you just kind of scrape with the spoon along the edges to get the green stuff off. Because we're gonna emulsify this with our little hand blender, and we don't want to do the branches in there. We can always toss them back in after we do it, but we're gonna take them out so we can puree them.
Smells good. What is that?
This is gonna be a creamy thyme and tomato soup.
I'm gonna go get I'm getting mine.
Okay, it's almost ready. You're gonna have samples in a second. Smelling good. Using this also gives you a little bit of a bite. Like it's not super fine, so you'll have like a little bite of an onion or a little bite of tomato, and I think it's a better texture than just pureeing. Oh, we're doing good. Oh yeah, we're fine. Time doesn't need to go back in. It's perfect. It's gonna be warm. It's still a little. I like my soup hot. You could add cayenne pepper. You could add chipotle pepper and make it actually like spicy hot too, and that would be amazing. At this point, We're gonna go crazy, and now the Alfredo too. Which this pan is still not a big enough pan, but that's okay. We're gonna do it anyway.
Are you adding all of it?
We are. We're gonna add all of it because then we're gonna just add the pasta to it. It's gonna thicken. It's gonna be deliciously happy together. So happy. Now that right there, I'm just in heaven. Like that's just this is going to reduce down. The liquid's gonna get more like a cream. This is still simmering to warm up, and we'll be back with the pasta in a minute because I need a bigger pot. Oh, good, you're still here.
Yeah, that was so good. The soup is like.
Wait till you try this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, is this gonna be all? How am I doing on that side?
You're doing good. You're firm on this side.
Awesome.
I know.
I'm so impressed with myself. That was ridiculous.
That was solid. Alright.
Cream base. Tomato. Nothing else besides tomato and thyme. The recipe cards are right there. Would you like to try the soup?
Yeah, so what is so it's tomato and thyme?
Tomato and thyme with a creamy cashew dressing.
Okay, let's try it. I don't know if I can trust you to stand still.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah. Food, darling.